Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the brand new series looking back at all the classic nostalgia maps of MapleStory. And I'm gonna bring you guys along for the second part where everything became a little bit more difficult, a little bit more, adventurous. We're going to start right here in Elnath. I do remember, and let me know in the comments down below, what was your first memory of taking the ship onto the new world that Maple World has not seen yet? Taking a look here, the first thing, well, definitely the map did change. You guys do remember, on the top right of Elnath, we had this place, the ship area, which is now part of the big tree tunnel. When we get inside here, guys, nothing has really changed. Look, we have the classic Hennessy's, Aquarium, Elnath, and Kerning City labels. We've got the ticket master as well, the time zone, and the beautiful ship. Before we take the ship, big memories here. A lot of people, no one knew about this. Everyone was just packed here, and it was so laggy. And little that you know, as soon as you get on the ship, it's gonna be a little bit short. 30 seconds when it used to be, I think, 10 or 15 minutes of real actual minutes. And the ship was bigger, there was a lot of people, and the biggest mistake of all is just sitting here, going for dinner, going for homeworks, and you just come back dead, right? You were dead here in the ship, so you just have to go inside the portal here, which, what? No way. I literally didn't know that still existed. We had a little bit of a glimpse, but that's where everyone was just taking their chill time, talking, reflecting on everything in life. You were like this little 12-15-year-old kid, but you had a lot in your mind, and that's where you made friends. Literally, that was where you made friends. Now, as we go to the left, this will forever be the biggest one. Coming into the new town, Orbis. You had no idea what this town is. It's floating in the air. You have, weird portals that brings you all the way to the left, all the way to the right. And obviously, the first thing you would do here is get inside the shop. And that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to take a look at the shop. And now, obviously, the gears are a little bit different, but this was where you would firstly buy your level 30, level 35 items. And what can beat the classic look of a level 30 fighter that had no idea what I was going through? But look, Orbis is one of the best ones right here. Moving on to the other part of Orbis real quick, the entrance to the tower. Guys, I cannot emphasize on how lovely this place is. I mean, look, I spend a lot of time grinding here with these little sentinels, the red ones, the blue ones. I think there was even the black and white ones, but this tower was such a long way to go down. Like, you'd say, 20 floor isn't that much, but let me say, it was a long way, and I spent a lot of time grinding here. I don't think that a lot of people did. It wasn't that popular. And another iconic area would be, as you go down, you'll start to see some snow. And this is where you'd start to be like, you know what? Did I make a mistake? Did I create the wrong character? Because a lot of people are saying that how the fire mage was probably on par with the cleric. The cleric was obviously the most popular choice, and the reason why, you had healing. Everyone needed a heal for party quests and even boss hunting, but training here with a fire mage was a totally different idea. Now, trying to recreate the scene here with my fire mage, obviously the most iconic skill isn't there anymore, the fire arrow. One of the skills that I really did like was this poison mist. And let me say, ladies and gents, some people would come to the free market and just pop this fire poison all over the free market or even Hennessy's, and you could literally not see anything. Curious little me decided to go even lower, and as I went lower and lower, water, right? Now, think again, you're really new to this area. No one knows anything about this. Unfortunately, fire mages were weak against these water mobs. So we didn't spend too much time here. I actually did not like training here. But once again, ladies and gents, we cannot forget how iconic this map is. Let's take a little bit of a break here. Aquarium. Aquarium was not really a popular choice among the new players and also anyone who was grinding because it was super slow. The way you would traverse, it's really groundbreaking. I think for like 2005 to 2010 within MMOs, I think Nexon was really ahead of its time with playing with mechanics, how you had to like kind of swim, right? And if you were a mage, it was fine, you could teleport left and right, but for other characters, it was a really pain. Now, the other thing I want to quickly take a look at is this little area. I think, if I'm not mistaken, had a quest. Oh my god, I think the quest still exists. It has to be the hug mount. I mean, look, it was very expensive. I believe it was 20 mil. Back in the days, 20 mil would be equivalent to like probably 20 mil today. Pretty expensive to have a hog, which honestly, you needed speed and jump, so that's like, you know, everyone was doing that one. All right, coming back to the first floor of Orbis Tower, I want to take a quick little moment to visit Elnath. Right, Elnath was probably one of the best maps as well to train because the mobs here, the spawn rate was pretty decent, and not only that, once again, fire mages were definitely the better characters to play here. Now, the first thing I want to mention here is the market. The map did change a little bit, but let's not forget the most iconic gears of MapleStory would be the shoes. Let's take a look at the special side here. So these red snowshoes for the warrior, the green ones for the bowman, and then obviously the better one, the black and orange, for the thieves. And you know what, we're gonna do exactly that. We're gonna wear this bad boy here, and the effect on these shoes, ladies and gents, you would not slide anymore. Again, Nexon being really ahead of everyone here, decided to add this mechanic of sliding. You know, you're walking on snow and ice, you're gonna be sliding, but not anymore. The next thing I did really was to be a little bit more adventurous. Really think about this. You know you're not strong enough for these maps. So what do? You have a thief, you pop dark side, and you just keep going right. You keep going right, you see these mobs, you try to hit them, and they're too strong. Back then it was quite difficult. You would die many times and you would lose 10 to 20% XP, which was a solid, I'd say maybe 2 hours of grinding and training. Kept on going. I kept my dark side activated, and you get on to the Ice Valley. Now the mobs were a little bit different. I'll show you guys the ones that I was really scared of. These werewolves. Yeah. And you would occasionally see these level 70, 80 rangers with arrow rain. Oh, I'm telling you guys, this was the map to train. Arrow bomb or arrow rain was the most OP skill to train here. Not only that, the fire mages with their poison mist, you just pop the mist everywhere, you wait a little bit and you do 1 or 2 hits, maybe a little bit more hits, because you do a lot of misses back in the days. But if you were a thief, I mean, I was scared. I was literally scared, and all I did was just keep on dark side and keep an eye on that timer as well, because, you know, I sometimes would forget, dark side would be off, and I would just hit a mob and die. The adventure didn't end because we ended here on the tunnel, the cave. And what happens when you get into the cave? You see bishops, you see priests, just popping Shining Ray and heal. This was an iconic map that I will never forget. And I even attempted, I pushed one of my clerics to like 61 or 59, around that area, thinking I was strong enough, but no. I was still struggling, even with heal, 1 or 2 hits, and I was dead. So, you know, you needed a Dark Knight to train in this ground. You needed someone else, maybe even a Chief Bandit with Missile Explosion. That was such an epic way to train. Just pop some missiles, kill them, grab the missiles, drop them again, and kill them. A fast way to level up. I mean, look, we were young, we were geniuses back then. We were just thinking outside of the box, trying to grind and trade. Now, if you guys are still watching by now, you would know that the servers, these dogs, these mobs were kind of very difficult to grind as well. I don't think I've seen anyone train here that often. I mean, it was way too difficult. If you fall in the lava, you'd be teleported to the hidden street. You'd have to walk all the way back up here. You get hit by the poison mist. These guys would throw like fireballs at you. Hey, I'm still sitting at level 35 here, and I'm just walking all the way here, and all the way to the end of the map was our beloved Zaku. I'm going to talk a little bit about Zaku. I think I only participated once in a team, thinking I was good and strong enough. I didn't know any of the mechanics, obviously, and it was a really bad attempt from my side. I just, said, never mind, I'm not going to do this anymore. But a lot of people did one thing here, which was the jump quest. And you know what? Just for the sake of nostalgia, I'm going to attempt just one time only. See how far I can get. But I really despited jump quest. And you guys can see why. I can't even get 4 steps in and I'm dead already. Zaku, the jump quest, Elnath, the cave. Just think about it. This was really classic MapleStory. I can't express how deeply I love these maps, and it will forever be in my memories. But to end today's video, I will take a look at a special map as well, just to end everything on a high note, which is the Aqua Road maps. We've visited the town, but I have to tell you guys, this map here was probably one of my favorite ones. The reason why is it's colorful. I love fishes, I love marine world, and it was just a good way to train as well. Not a lot of people were here. Fire mages, just stick with the Elnath. The warriors, the thieves, anyone else was good to train here, and especially bowmans with arrow bomb. The reason why the spawn rate was pretty good. And not only that, as you go further to the right side here, I don't think this map has changed. I remember these spiky little sea creatures being here all over the map. The last thing that needed to be done was to venture out just a little bit more. The beloved tunnel here took a while to get up there. I think it was way longer than this. Took quite a few minutes to go up there. And once you get up there, Korea Folk Town. This was a really nice map. Training with those tigers, training with those bunnies. The map did change a tad little bit, I feel like, but just for the sake of nostalgia, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to take a look at those bunny. And I don't think anyone is grinding here anymore, which is honestly very sad. It's a really good spawn rate, and look, you've got these guys still here, still with these little trees. I think they will drop a few potions if I'm not wrong here. There you go. Yep. So yeah, this was a good map to train as well. I love this Korean Folk Town area. Really for level 45s, I believe. 45 to 40 characters to train here. And again, the map is expanding. We're looking at Orbis, Elnath, Aquarium, Korea Folk Town. We're going to be taking a look at the next maps on the next part of this new series, and I'm gonna end it up here, ladies and gentlemen. I hope this has brought a little bit more of nostalgia to you guys. I really want to know down in the comments. Let me know which area or which maps have been your most cherished childhood memories within MapleStory. And if you have a few maps that are still relevant or still exist today, let me know, because I want to try and grind. I want to try and go there and take a look if I probably forgot about those maps, and I probably did spend a lot of hours grinding there as well. With that said, hope you guys did enjoy this one. I hope you loved this little new series. I'm gonna try and expand it a little bit more. And as always, give it a thumbs up. Do subscribe, share with some friends. This has been Noori. Spread your peace and love, and I'll definitely catch you guys on the next one.